Hey kids, I hope y'all are doing great. I know it's kind of crazy right nowadays. Home with mom and whoever else. Just wanted to remind you and welcome you with us today. We're talking about our theme this month. If you remember, if you looked at your pray for paper from March, we're praying for Annette Eller and Steve Clark today. They are working with the refugees. Who remembers what a refugee is? I had some good answers from y'all the other day. And these refugees are from Burma, which is way across the other side of the world from Louisville, Kentucky, where Annette and Steve are. There are about 1,000 refugees there in Louisville. That's a whole bunch, aren't there? And so Annette and Steve are working with different groups from Burma. They're called the Karen. It looks like Karen, doesn't it? K-A-R-E-N. But it's pronounced Korean, and the Chin, yep, that's kind of a funny name too, isn't it? And then the Karenni, and then there's other groups too. So just like here in America, there's lots of different people groups there in Burma. So Annette and Steve are working with the local churches, and they're working with one of the churches, the Chin Group Church, and it's called the Hope Rising Ministry Center. And they're asking for our prayers. They need your prayers to support them. They need help for volunteers, supplies, just like we're helping with the schools, you know. And especially during this time, lots of people need some help with supplies and volunteers. They're also asking for prayer for good transportation. We talked about that. Don't know what's wrong with their car. Maybe something's wrong with their car. And for good health and energy for Annette and Steve. And all the people in Louisville, that they will know of God's love. Our focus scripture for today is from Luke chapter 6, verse 27 through 31. If you remember, we talked about that, how it talks about if somebody slaps you on the cheek to turn it and to bless those who curse you. That's really hard to do. It's hard to say nice things to people when they say ugly things to you, isn't it? So our call to action, I do want to read that. It says, forgive others, pray for them, and treat them as you would want to be treated. So that's just a little follow-up and a review on what we've been doing. If you remember, we did bookmarks. I hope y'all still have those and can use those. It says, treat others as you want to be treated. Y'all can be creative and make your own bookmarks. That'll be a good thing to do this week. Or maybe draw some pictures and make some posters. So we have a new story this week, and this is about a family, and I'm just going to wing it, and I don't know how they pronounce their name, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see, this is called Moving to a Strange Place. And this is about a girl named Annette and her mom, and they're off to the strange American grocery store. So let's see how that goes. Hi, Nalku, Annette waved. Annette was a special American woman who helped Nalku and her mom when they moved to the United States. Today, Annette was going grocery shopping with Nalku and her mom. Well, Nalku thought about the first time she met Annette and her husband, Steve. Nalku and her mother didn't know any English back then. When they went to church with their Korean neighbors, they met Annette and Steve. At church, they heard about God in their own language. Think about that. If you're in another country, and you can't understand anybody, and you get to go to church and hear about God in your own language, that's really awesome, isn't it? That would be cool. They heard about God's love and prayed in their own language. Nalku remembered that God was in the United States too. He's everywhere, isn't he? That's especially important to remember right now with all this virus stuff going around. She knew God was with her even in that strange new place. When Nalku and her mother climbed into Annette and Steve's van, ready to go do some grocery shopping, Steve asked. Yes, Korean father, I want to learn more about shopping in America. The Korean friends called Annette Korean mother, and they called Steve Korean father. Isn't that neat? They are so loving and kind and helpful, just like a mother and father, they told Annette and Steve. Well, at the grocery store, Nalku picked up 3 juicy red apples. Don't y'all love apples too? I think I like apples the best. Of course, oranges are good too. And what are y'all's favorites? Anyway, her mom put a huge, heavy bag of rice in the grocery cart. Do y'all eat a lot of rice? I bet they eat a lot of rice in Burma. They must. Now Koo held her mom's hand, and they walked through the big grocery store with the shiny floors. I bet that was really different from their grocery stores back in Burma. Now Koo's mom talked with Annette and looked at the labels on the food. All of the words looked strange and funny, but the food was delicious. Now Koo and her mom loaded their groceries into Korean mother's and Korean father's van, and they rode home together. Well, when they got home, Now Koo and her mother started cooking Now Koo's favorite food, noodle soup with chicken. What are y'all's favorite foods? I hope y'all have had a chance to do some good cooking at home this week. Well, Now Koo helped measure the soup ingredients. She added noodles and chopped chicken and lots of yummy spices. They use a lot of spices over there. I think they like things kind of hot, kind of like the people in Mexico maybe. Well, Now Koo helped stir the pot up, and Now Koo's mom let her lick the spoon. Y'all ever do that? I used to do that with my mom all the time. We were fixing cakes or something. Now Koo said. She thought this soup tasted just like the soup that her mom used to make when they lived in Burma. Now Koo decided that maybe living in this new place wasn't so strange after all. Now Koo and her mom knew they had each other, God's love, and their special friends, Annette and Steve. Isn't that an awesome story? I hope y'all enjoyed that and stay safe and well this coming week. Bye-bye.